The most hated streamer in the world cannot stop making things worse for himself, from dancing shirtless in public to threatening the judge handling his case.
Shout out to President you, the judge, prosecutor, y'all can suck my causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my dick. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house, bitch.
Johnny couldn't stop digging his own grave, and now, new reports confirm that Johnny Somali's legal troubles have taken a darker turn. In a surprise move, Somali changed his position from denial to admission on obstruction charges, and in this video, I'll show you how he's now fighting the remaining charges so bizarre that if proven, he could spend his entire life in prison. We all know that you have to do something crazy and unique to get attentions on social media, and every social media influencer is doing this, but Johnny Somali did a very bad trade. Johnny Somali's downfall didn't start overnight. It was a slow burn of arrogance, ignorance, and chaos catching up with him. For months, he'd built his online persona around controversy.
You cannot see nothing. You're not police. You're a racist. You can't talk to me. Why are you guys kidnapping me? Can I leave?
Believing every headline, even the negative ones, made him untouchable. But behind the camera, reality was closing in. It all began when his content crossed from shock value into real-world consequences. What was once internet trolling soon became criminal behavior. He started streaming in countries where his antics weren't just frowned upon, they were illegal. Police encounters turned from funny moments to full-blown investigations. And as those clips spread, his reputation started to rot. Fans turned silent, sponsors disappeared, and even platforms that once tolerated him began to pull the plug. The walls were closing in fast, and Johnny had no idea that one livestream would push him past the point of no return. Because that one moment, that single act on camera, didn't just ruin his career, it triggered the legal nightmare that now threatens to end his life outside of prison. It was supposed to be just another stream. Johnny Somali went live like he always did, mocking locals, chasing attention, and pushing limits for donations. But this time, he went too far. While streaming in Japan, he hurled racist insults at strangers, recorded people without consent, and treated it all like a game.
Hiroshima! Yeah, Hiroshima? Hiroshima, Nagasaki! Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know what we do to you niggas? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. We destroy it. Because you niggas don't know how to behave. Wallahi billahi wa tallahi. I swear to God. You do again, we're gonna do again. You understand?
What he didn't realize was that this game had real consequences, and he had just broken the law, live on camera. Within hours, clips spread like wildfire across social media. Japanese authorities took notice. The outrage wasn't limited to Japan. Even his own viewers started turning on him. Reddit threads, YouTube commentary videos, and news outlets were all calling him out. The internet that once fueled his fame had now become his executioner. But the worst part? Johnny didn't stop. He doubled down. Instead of apologizing, he laughed it off, thinking the attention meant he was winning.
Come catch me, I'm outside tomorrow. Come find me.
He didn't know the Japanese police were already tracking his every move, because when they finally caught him, live, on stream, the arrest marked the official start of his public collapse. And what came next would make that livestream look tame. The arrest was unlike anything his audience had ever seen. 1 second, he was taunting police officers through his phone camera.
Sabetsu. Sabetsu is racist, guys. My lip, big lip.
The next, chaos erupted. The stream suddenly turned shaky, flashing lights filled the screen, and his voice shifted from confidence to panic.
Oh, you're police? Police? Oh, you drink my drink? Oh, why you spill my drink?
Stop. Stop.
Alright, stop. Hey.
Viewers watched live as officers slammed him to the ground and his phone went black. For a man who built his fame on humiliating others, this was the first time he was the one humiliated in front of millions. That moment went viral instantly. News outlets replayed the footage over and over, labeling him the American streamer arrested in Japan. What was once edgy entertainment had now become evidence in a criminal case, and the internet's judgment was swift. His fanbase vanished, trolls turned on him, and his name became a global warning about how far clout chasing can go before it turns into self-destruction. But this wasn't the end, because once Johnny got deported, the US authorities were waiting, and they weren't just charging him for streaming chaos, they were digging into something far more serious. After being released in Japan, Johnny Somali didn't back down, he doubled down. Instead of reflecting, he packed up and took his chaos to another country, South Korea. He believed the formula would still work: stream controversial content, provoke locals, and watched donations pour in. But this time, he underestimated how much global attention he'd already attracted. South Korean authorities had seen what he'd done in Japan. They knew who he was. So when he began targeting random people in Seoul, mocking them, trespassing, and shouting slurs, the response was fast and merciless. Within days, Korean police tracked his movements using his own live streams. And then, history repeated itself. Another arrest, another viral clip. Except this time, it wasn't just about disturbing the peace. South Korea charged him under laws far stricter than Japan's, labeling his actions as obstruction of public duty, a serious criminal offense. But what happened after that arrest shocked even his harshest critics, because for the first time, Johnny Somali wasn't trolling anymore. He was genuinely terrified of what was coming next. Once the cell door slammed behind him, the mask came off. The loud, confident streamer who mocked entire countries suddenly looked small, silent for the first time. South Korean custody wasn't a joke. It was discipline, structure, and zero tolerance for his antics. There were no cameras, no chat donations, no audience cheering him on, just cold walls and consequences. Reports say Johnny struggled to adjust. He faced strict questioning, legal pressure, and complete isolation. For someone addicted to attention, that silence was torture. His every move was monitored, every statement recorded, and he began realizing that the same live streams that built his fame were now being used to build the case that could keep him locked up for years. But even in custody, he couldn't escape his past. International media followed every update, painting him as a global villain. The story wasn't Johnny Somali the streamer anymore, it was Johnny Somali the criminal. And yet, the darkest twist was still coming, because when he finally spoke in court, his reaction shocked everyone. It wasn't arrogance this time, it was fear. After months of denial, deflection, and courtroom drama, Johnny Somali finally broke. In a move that stunned both fans and critics, he admitted to the obstruction charges, the same crime he once laughed off as no big deal. The man who built his name on never backing down had just confessed in front of the world. But that wasn't even the most shocking part. What really turned heads was what came next, because while admitting to obstruction, Johnny made it clear he was still fighting another, far more dangerous set of charges. Authorities had accused him of being involved in creating and distributing deepfake content, explicit, AI-generated material linked to real people. And under South Korean law, if proven, that crime carries a potential life sentence. Now, Johnny's no longer fighting for fame, he's fighting for freedom. And unlike his live streams, this battle isn't being played for views. It's being fought in silence, behind locked doors, where every word could decide whether he ever walks free again. Johnny Somali's rise was loud, but his downfall was silent. The man who thought he was untouchable is now facing a lifetime behind bars. But stories like this aren't rare, because when ego takes control, the fall is always inevitable. And next, we'll witness another one. The story of how the world's most confident fighter faced the most satisfying downfall of his career. Click the video on the screen to see his downfall.